Okay, 2,016 calories is what Emo would need to consume a day if he did absolutely nothing just to function. Okay, so he's going to be burning calories by breathing, his organs working. Okay, that looks quite a lot. Okay, so what we then need to do is look at how many times Emo trains a week. He's got quite an active job as well. Okay, so I would probably say that would you say you're an extremely active? Okay, so Emo's probably in the extremely active. Okay, so what we do is we take that figure and we times it by 1.9. Okay, that gives us. Okay, so for Emo to support his training, his job, okay, he needs roughly 3,830 calories a day. Now, this isn't some like magic formula where if he hits this, everything's all singing all dancing. This is just like a start point, okay, and we basically work off of this, okay. So if Emo's goal was to lose a bit of weight, okay, he would drop anywhere between 300 to 500 off that figure. Okay, so let's just say, for example, he drops 500 off it, so it goes down to 3,330 calories. Okay, so if Emo came in and that was his goal, that might be a start point for him. Okay, we put that into like a tracking system on MyFitnessPal, and he'll be looking at consuming this, and then he'd look at losing some body weight. If he lost weight too quickly, he was losing like 2 or 3 pounds a week, energy levels were low, he can just simply add on 100 calories, 200 calories. If he wasn't losing any weight at all after 3 to 4 weeks, we can just take off another 100. Okay, so like I said, it's just a start point. These aren't like magic figures. They just kind of just get the ball rolling, and we can work off of these. Okay, so if you have this on lockdown, this is something that I would maybe try and recommend looking at doing. Okay, with MyFitnessPal it's awesome because, like I said, you can just scan all your foods, and what you might find is, without even trying to say, I don't know, say you put in this and say you hit like 2,000 calories is what I want to do. Okay, day one you might put in your food and be like, holy shit, I'm taking in 3,000 calories a day. Okay, so again, it just creates some awareness around food, it kind of educates you on how much you should be eating. Okay, because essentially, for you to drop body fat, you need to be taking in less than you burn it. Yes. Okay, so is there any questions around that? I appreciate it. Yeah, one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so by losing weight, I mean kind of body fat, yeah. So obviously what you've got to bear in mind with this, guys, so if this was Emo's goal, okay, and he wanted to lean out, this wouldn't necessarily increase his performance. You've kind of got to put yourself in a bracket of, am I eating to perform, okay, think like Alec, Laura, all those guys, where body composition probably isn't their #1 goal, or am I eating for body composition, okay, because they're two very different things. Like these top-end guys that you see, they're not eating for health. They're essentially just on a sugar drip, just literally eating anything they can. Think like Michael Phelps, the swimmer, who's like literally eating 10,000 calories a day of like pizza, donuts, God knows what. He's not doing that to be healthy. He's doing that to support his training and his performance.
But also, I'd say the reason he's eating those type of foods is because they are so calorie dense. You know, it's so hard to consume the amount of calories that someone like Phelps needs to in clean sources. You know, a plate of broccoli is going to be less than 1 donut. So what you're going to go for is if you're just training for optimal performance. Now, when he's 30, 40, 50 years old, he's probably going to have diabetes. So that's he understands that, and that's the price he'll pay for admission to, you know, get to the level that he's at. So that's there's something you need to consider, basically. Yeah, I was going to say something about the calorie deficit stuff.
So yeah, so
they got you, man.
Just an example. I remember when I used to train with like Ed Booty and stuff on a Thursday. I couldn't remember, but I worked late on a Wednesday. I'll go like 9:30. I was wiped out. I went straight to bed. And I remember, like typical Mason, just tried to absolutely ruin us on a Thursday afternoon. And about a quarter of the way into the workout, I started feeling dizzy. I had headaches, and I sort of thought, why am I like this? And it just simply was because I didn't eat anything the night before. So I think you just need, say with that, I'd have to be careful about how I took things out because of my active job, and I don't want to like drop a certain amount and then be at work.
We just use it as an example. For you, it might be a case that you didn't drop any at all.
Yeah.
But obviously what's good is as soon as you start inputting food into that app, you can see what you're consuming and in what ratios. So like someone like yourself who's got a really active job, you train a lot, you know, you might be looking at getting close to 50%, if not more, of your calories from carbohydrates. Which seems like an awful lot, but it's not. Because obviously, where, like I said to you earlier, where people go wrong with this, not wrong, but where people start eating well, is they don't consume enough carbohydrates. They maybe have like a stick of broccoli, some salad, some other like low calorically dense carbs, or sources of carbs. They then have a lot of fat, and obviously fat isn't the body's preferred energy source. So that again is a stress on the body, because the body then has to work hard to try and convert that into energy. Whereas carbohydrates, you can take it in, use it, it's gone. So like, it comes back to that kind of lifestyle. If you're trying to get your energy in here from a lot of fat, it's just another stress to the body. And obviously some people sit better with carbs than others, and it's just trying to find your right ratios, which is what we'll go into in a minute.
I think, yeah, what I've seen time and time again is actually people are under-eating. If you're amazed, actually you're not actually probably eating enough, and you're probably, the reason you're not losing the weight maybe that you want to is because you're eating too much fat and not enough carbohydrates. And it's simple as that. 9 times out of 10 I see that every time they're like, oh, you know, I'm eating really keen, I can't understand why I'm not really losing any weight. It's generally because you're actually not eating enough food. So that, how does that sound? Actually, you're going to eat more food, you're going to eat more of the food you actually enjoy, and you're going to lose weight. You can't go wrong really doing that.
Yeah, and that leads me perfectly on to what I was going to say is, if you're not eating enough, your body will just then run off of hormones. So instead of running off of fuel like carbohydrates, your body will then just run off of cortisol, adrenaline, and obviously these just throw everything out of whack. Because your body's clever. If you're not giving it the fuel and you're in here and you're stressed out your eyeballs and you need to train, it will give you something to train off of, okay? So if you're young and you're 20 years old, you've got no stress, you can be resilient, you can train off no fuel at all. So you can live off cortisol. But when you've got cortisol flowing around your body all day, and the manager giving you shit at work and God knows what, you don't want to be then using that as an energy source as well. So just bear that in mind. If I'm not fueling from carbohydrates, you're probably fueling from stress, which isn't a good long-term plan.
So just put some ratios next to the...
So as a rough guide, what we'd probably say is anywhere between, well, this depends. This kind of depends on activity levels. So protein, you're going to be looking at around about 30%. Oh, do you want to do that? We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, so should we have a look at what Emo needs to do? Yeah, so Emo would basically need, for his, well, let's start with protein. So obviously there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So what we need to do is we need to take Emo's body weight in pounds. So can someone just do a 92 times 2.2 or 2.26? Okay, let's just say 200 pounds. So Emo would need 200 grams of protein, okay, which works out 3 times 200 by 4, which is 800. That basically becomes 800 calories of his daily intake is from protein. Okay, we can work out the percentage in a minute. Okay, so for his fat, okay, we need to take his body weight in kilos. So that's 92. Okay, and we times that by 9. What's that?
1,800 something.
Yeah, someone do that.
1,818.
Perfect. Okay, so basically what we've got is we've got 800 calories from protein, 1,800 calories from fats, and then his total. So let's say, for example, Emo wanted to lose weight, we go off 3,3. What we do is basically take that and take away those 2 numbers. So 3,330 minus 800 minus 1818, and that will give us a total number of calories left for carbs.
Get a little pressure.
That's one.
You take 92 times 9?
Yeah.
Times 9.
That's like...
It's 0.9, not.
Sorry.
It's 0.9. We need to go body weight.
No, it's definitely times 9. It's not 2 times 9. It's not 2 times 8. 8 to 8. Okay, that's better. 8 to 8. That is better. Yeah, 8 to 8. So yeah, so 3230 minus 8 to 8 minus 800. That gives us what?
1,600.
That sounds about right. What was it? 1/6 of it. Okay, so that basically, if you look there, so is that right, 1628? That basically means 1628 calories left to come from carbohydrates. We divide that by 4, that will give us total number of grams, so looking like 400 odd. Okay? 47 total. Oh, sorry. Okay. So yeah, 3338. Take away 1628, which is pretty much half, isn't it? Okay, cool. So like I said to you right at the start, Emo will be looking at roughly about 50% of his calories from carbs. So 1,700 calories, the daily intake would come from carbohydrates, which works out as 425 grams. Okay, so to find out basically his ratios, okay, what that is as a percentage, all we do is just do each one divided by that. So 800 divided by 3330. Yes. Yeah, so 800 calories. So we've got a calculator. We do it. So last little bit. So obviously when you punch this into MyFitnessPal, they ask for percentages. So how much percent you want from fats, carbs, proteins. So that's why you need to do this. So 800 divided by 3330. What? Give me what you tell me. Yeah, so that'd be 25% in MyFitnessPal. They'd be looking at, I'll be looking at like 25, 25, 50, isn't it? Going to be roughly. So let's just call it that. Keep it super simple. 25% of calories from protein, 25% of calories from fats, 50% from carbs. Okay? So, so obviously the main thing is that obviously looks like a shitload of carbs, and you think, oh my god, if I consume that many. But because you're under this umbrella, we're trying to stay under this, that's where the magic happens. Okay? So did anyone see that video I put on Facebook with that guy who lost all that weight at McDonald's? Yeah? So to basically just try and prove the point that actually food quality is important, it's super important, but actually what's most important is you can stay underneath how many calories you need a day, and that's going to get you the optimal weight loss. Okay? So that's where tracking your food becomes so important, because if you have no idea what you're putting in your mouth and how many calories you're taking in and at what ratios, it's kind of like someone coming into the gym and they said to us, I want to get strong, and us go, yeah, just go lift some weights. Okay, well how many reps, how many sets, what weight? Okay, that's kind of the same prescription. If we just say, just go and eat healthy, go and eat mixed vegetables, nuts and seeds, well then what? So you need to know, if you are kind of, and you have got this on point, how many you need roughly a day. So even if you don't want to go super, super strict to start with, because you just feel a bit daunted by it and it feels a bit too extreme, just by starting putting your food into MyFitnessPal will give you a really, really good start point to then build on as the weeks go on. Has anyone got any questions on that?
Why do you think we don't jump straight to them?
It's easier. The first time that I ever, like, the first time I've done it about 5 years ago, I first did CrossFit. If you try to get me to do that phase 2, that'd be so daunting. Yeah. Just phase 1, you can sort of take one step into it, test it out, because my diet, like, I've tested it so much, and then you find what's best for you. It's like I say, everything's different. Like, some people may like smashing loads of avocados, so you have that and then just eat it out.
What's great with this, guys, if you know that you don't react very well to carbs and you feel like a bit carb intolerant, then you can just play around with these ratios. This could like come down to like 40%, this could go up to like 35%, okay? So the calories would tweak slightly, but you'd still be at this, okay? So that's what's most important, this umbrella here. And like I said, this isn't a magic number, okay? If you hit 3330 every day, it's just some like magic formula. However, I say you use this as a start point, and then we can just tweak those ratios off of it.
So simplicity, yeah? Why else do you think we can go straight to it?
Everyone's got their own different lifestyles, so some people might be able to adapt to it straight away, but others might have working like,
yeah, exactly. It takes time, so it comes back to that simplicity.
I'll add to that as well. I mean, I'm showing you one at like 3.5 years or so, and the first bit is phase 1 to each step of the type food. It's difficult because it comes in packets as easily. It takes a long time to get to build the habit of just each step of the type food.
But also,
I'm only now starting to get into personally the phase 2 stuff. Yeah.
It's a journey, but also, you know, the other guy proved the point that you need McDonald's and still lose weight. But as far as I'm concerned, that's bullshit. You know, you want to be healthy.